How many seasons do you think the XFL will have if you had to guess? And also, how long before they add more teams to the league? How long will the XFL last? I'm not sure. I don't know. I do think it's stable, though. Here's a big, really good sign that, first of all, the XFL has more money than a lot of other leagues in the past, and even current leagues. A lot of people, Canadian football players, the CFL is a big thing. It's been around for years, and the star players of the CFL are flocking from Canada to go play in the XFL. It's very interesting. There are a lot of articles about this, and look, follow the players. A lot of players that were star players in Canada have taken jobs in the XFL and left the CFL. That's very telling. There's more money in the XFL. It's very interesting. Why are people doing this? They're like, hey, I'm not a star NFL player. I'm not Patrick Mahomes. I'm not Tom Brady. I got to make the most of this experience because I'm an athlete, and who knows how long I'm going to be able to do this. Players are going to the XFL because there's more money than the CFL. What is the XFL? The XFL is not college football. It's a step up. It's not the NFL. It's a step below the NFL. Somewhere in between the NFL and college football is where the XFL is. The talent is good. The talent is there. Is that sustainable? I don't know. I think so. There's a lot of money there. And man, here's a really interesting point is that television networks want the XFL. You got to realize it's February. There's not a lot going on. There's no baseball. There's like baseball, there's basketball, yes, but it's not playoff basketball. And on weekends, you need stuff to put on television. This time of year, you have time slots you need to fill. And so television networks, they want the XFL because it gives them something to put on TV and something interesting and potentially something that could get a lot of ratings. Far more than a regular NBA basketball game would get in early February. And I'm telling you, there are a lot of fans that like the XFL. I love it. I went to a game. It was phenomenal. Almost 30,000 people at the game I was at last week. So I'm telling you, if you want the XFL to stick around, number one, watch the games. Show up for the league. If you like it, support it. Very simple. And then post about it on social media. That's the second thing. Post about the XFL on social media. If you like it, tell the world. Tell your friends and family how much you like it. Tell your friends. Help them spread the word about how much you like the XFL. Now, the second part of the question from Joe says, also, how long before they add more teams to the XFL? How long before they add more teams to the league? When will the XFL expand? Honestly, I don't know. I hope never, honestly, which is weird. I don't want the XFL to have more teams. 8 teams is plenty for a couple reasons. There's 4 games a weekend. They're all national games. You can watch all 4 games. If you're desperately love football, you can watch every single game on national TV. It's accessible. It's possible. You can. It's a manageable amount of football games and a manageable amount of football teams to follow. Not only is it good for me, I'm a person in the media, and I like to follow every single team. 8 teams is plenty. I make a video about every single team every single week. It's great. You can't do that. In the NFL, there's 32 teams. You cannot make a video for every single one of the 32 teams in the NFL. It's not possible. And the reality is that if you have 8 teams, it also means you need 8 quarterbacks. And right now there are of the 8 teams, there are 6 really good quarterbacks. 6 solid, good, starting level quarterbacks in the XFL. 6 to 8 is not bad. A couple teams, the Vipers are a mess. They can't find a starting quarterback. And it's tough. People don't realize how hard it is. People are like, when is the XFL going to expand? We want 16 teams. We want 12 teams. We want 10 teams. It's just more teams that wouldn't have a great quarterback. I think it's fine. I really, the Vipers are very bad. They have a really bad quarterback situation. 3 quarterbacks. None of them can play. But I've actually enjoyed watching them in the first 2 weeks. I've watched more XFL football than most people in the world. I watch so much football. It's ridiculous. I watched them play live, and then I watched them play on TV. That same game, I watched it again because I recorded it. I wanted to watch it on TV as well. And the Vipers are bad at quarterback, but here's a weird criticism. A lot of people are like, does the XFL have a quarterback problem? These bad quarterbacks, they're bogging down the league. I think it's interesting. The Vipers move the ball a lot, and their quarterback is often the problem. They don't succeed, but does it make it unwatchable? No, because I enjoy watching bad quarterback play. It's fascinating to me. If you're a football player out there, you go, you know what? It's fun to analyze and think about, hey, why did he miss that throw? Why this? Why that? And I'm telling you, if people watch Mitchell Trubisky, the Chicago Bears quarterback, the Bears have a quarterback problem. Their quarterback's terrible. And yet people still watch Chicago Bears games. That's my point, right? Does the XFL have a quarterback problem? It's really up to you. To me, it doesn't. I enjoy the games regardless of the quarterbacks. And again, 6 of the 8 are really good. PJ Walker's phenomenal. But I also see no reason to expand the league. We don't need more teams with more bad quarterbacks. That doesn't make any sense to me. And I think more teams would make it less manageable. If you had 5 games a weekend, that's harder to watch. It's harder to watch 5 games. Yeah, I don't need a gigantic league. I like having 8 teams. There's enough to follow. 2 more. You could add 2 more teams. I'd be okay with that because there's a couple cities out there that don't have a football team that would love to have a football team. And I have a heart for those areas. So if those teams get a football team, if those areas, get a football team, I'd be happy for them. That'd be great. But let's slow down about the idea of, expanding the league. We don't need that. Slow down, enjoy it. And let's enjoy what it is right now. It's an 8-team league. It's plenty. It's a good time.